My name is Daisilin Kapuyan, and we are the Chapter 6. Today, we will tackle about social-cultural dimensions of learning. So, what is learning? Learning is a process of acquiring knowledge, skills, or understanding through experience, study, or instruction. And also, it can influence by social interactions, interpersonal relations, and communication with others. Learning can be enhanced when the learner has an opportunity to interact and collaborate with others on instructional tasks. Social and cultural influence on learning. It talks about quality relationship and that provides stability. Trust and caring can increase the learner's sense of belonging, self-respect, and self-acceptance, and provide a positive climate for learning. Culture is a broad and encompassing concept. It refers to characteristic of individual society of some subgroups within the society and includes values, beliefs, notions, and about acceptable and unacceptable behavior and other socially constructed ideas that members of the culture are taught are true. For example, first, growing up in a close-knit community where storytelling is valued, we learned important life lessons and cultural traditions that weren't taught in textbook. Second, in our family, education was highly prioritized, so there was always an emphasis on studying and academics achievement, shaping my attitude towards learning. Shaping our attitude towards learning. Next, being part of a diverse classroom with students from various cultural backgrounds enriched our learning experience as we shared different perspectives and traditions. Attending a school with a strong sense of community and inclusivity and fostered and support learning environment where everyone felt valued and respected. Experiencing discrimination or bias based on cultural identity can negatively impact a student's confidence and engagement in the learning process. Having access to resources and opportunity outside of school, such as cultural events or mentorships programs, broadened my understanding of the world and enhanced my learning. And also, culture defined as a shared products of a human group of society. Although culture is shared, it must be learned by each new generation through the process of social instructions. As our world continues to change, students interact with others with quite different backgrounds from their own, especially in the classroom. The manner in which they respond to others can have an impact on their success in school, work, and harmonious relationship with others.
Good day, everyone. I am China Mika Lunsag, and today I am going to discuss the theories of situated learning. So, what is situated learning? Situated learning is a theory that suggests that learning is most effective when it is situated in real-life context relevant to the situation in which it applies. So to understand more about situated learning, let's first differentiate situated learning from traditional learning. So tradition involves a structured classroom or instructional setting where information is presented by an instructor or a teacher through textbooks or other learning materials. So this approach often focuses on lectures, assignments, exams, and other form of assessment, whereas situated learning emphasizes learning in authentic context or in real-life situations. So an example of situated learning is that apprentices or internships, OGTs, where students or individuals learn skills and knowledge by working closely with experts in a real-world setting. Another example is a medical student learning how to diagnose patients by observing and assisting experienced doctors in a hospital. So that is a situated learning. It involves real-life situations where students can experience it. So now let's move on to the social interaction. Social interaction is a critical component of situated learning where learners become involved in a community of practice which embodies certain beliefs and behavior to be acquired. As the beginner or newcomer moves from the periphery of this community to its center, he becomes more active and engaged within the culture and hence assumes the role of expert or old-timers. So as what I give an example ganiha about students or individuals can acquire knowledge learning through closely observing the experts on that particular situations or in that particular work. So now let's move on to the four major premises of situated learning. So first is learning is grounded in the actions of everyday situations or in how learning occurs every day. So this highlights that the idea that learning is closely connected to our day-to-day experiences and the actions we take in those situations. For example, is a child learning to tie shoelaces through practicing every day. So it is an instance where learning is grounded in everyday actions. Another example is when we wake up every day, every morning, early in the morning, is an example of learning is grounded in everyday actions. Second is that knowledge is acquired situationally and transfer only to similar situations. So this suggests that knowledge gained in one specific situations may not always transfer smoothly to different contexts but rather tends to be applicable primarily to similar situations. An example could be someone who excels in math in schools but struggles to apply those same problem solving skills effectively in real world or practical setting. Since not all our problems in real life can be solved by math, so it occurred situationally and can only be transferred to similar situations. Third is learning is the result of a social process encompassing ways of thinking, perceiving, problem solving, and interacting in addition to declarative and procedural knowledge. So this sentence emphasizes that learning is more than just acquiring factual or procedural knowledge. It also involves processes, ways of problem solving, and interactions with others. And one example of this is a group project where students not only learn the subject matter but also developed teamwork skills, critical thinking abilities, and communication strategies through collaborations with peers, through activities. So, lastly, number four, learning is not separated from the world of action but exists in robust, complex social environments made up of actors, actions, and situations. So, this sentence conveys that learning does not occur in isolation but rather takes place within dynamic, intricate social settings with multiple elements, or such as individuals, their behaviors, and the situations. So an example of this would be a classroom setting. In a classroom setting where students learn not just by reading textbooks or reading any material, but also through engaging their teachers, their classmates, and various learning activities within the school environment. Okay, so these four premises differentiate situated learning from other experiential form of learning. So again, situated learning is a learning where students learn through activities or through real world situations where they can experience or so because in this case they can gain learning and knowledge if they can experience it or they can observe it with their own eyes. So that's all for the theories of situated learning.
Good day, everyone. My name is Trisha Gia and Bastasa, and I will be discussing the elements of situated learning. But before we dig deeper into its elements, let us define first what is situated learning. Situated learning is a theory of knowledge acquisition where students can learn more through activities like role playings rather than what the teacher is discussing. In other words, students can create knowledge through interacting with others. There are four elements of situated learning: the content, context, community of practice, and participation. Element number one: content. According to Shore in 1996, content situated in learners' daily experiences becomes the means to engage in reflective thinking. For example, a teacher gives an activity about problem solving, and she also discussed that learning mathematics can be applied in real life situations. Then, students starts to investigating how to solve these problems. Element number two: context. Learning and context refers to the building and instructional environments sensitive to the task learners must complete to be successful in practice. Bode 1994 describes context as drawing out and using experiences as a means of engaging with intervening in social, psychological, and material environment in which the learner is situated. For example, in order for a student to be part of a discussion, she will share or use her experiences to connect to the discussions. Element number three: community of practice. Through community, learners interpret, reflect, and form meaning. Community provides the setting for the social interaction needed to engage in dialogue with others to see various and diverse perspectives about different issues. Brown 1994 and Lave and Wenger 1991. For example, a student is engaging a dialogue with other students in a community wherein they share their different perspectives about a certain issue, and they will try to reflect everyone's opinion. The fourth element is the participation. Describes the interchange of ideas, attempts at problem solving, and active engagement of learners with each other. For example, a group of students are having a meeting about their upcoming EDUC Fest. They willingly contribute their ideas for the said event. And that ends my discussion. Just remember the CCCP: content, context, community of practice, and participation. Thank you.